Hi there, my name's Luke Bennett and welcome to the vlog.
Good evening. Back in the BMW, had a successful MOT and service, and there were no advisories. I don't think I've ever seen that. How many cars have I taken for MOT or service? To be fair, just my Mini, but every time I would take it, there would always be advisories, which obviously I would ignore because I never really used to get the car serviced. But this car is treated a lot more differently. I'm actually kind of surprised. I kind of didn't think that it was possible to take a car for a service and it not have any advisories at all. Like, that it be in perfect working order. And we didn't take it to a cheap garage either. I took it to a Sycamore group garage, and I always think they do a proper job of it. You even get a video of the different advisories on your car, but I suppose because there weren't any advisories, I didn't get a video. I didn't need to do one, I guess. What would they done? Here's your car, perfect. I don't know. My name's Phil. Your car's perfect. Yeah, the place that we went to pick up the car was in Tamworth. So whilst we were there, we had a voucher for Christmas, and one of the places that you could go use it at was Nando's.
We picked it up probably over an hour ago though now, so it is a little bit cold. It will need microwaving, but it's not too much of an issue microwaving it. The microwave does a decent job, doesn't it? All this camera's flashing at me. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm driving to work in this. Hopefully tonight I'm going to check over the bikes a little bit before Northumberland, then maybe also get a little bit of video editing in. Yeah, give that a go.
Right, so I've wanted to do this for a while, but I've finally done it. Because I've started drinking coffee more regularly, I've noticed some staining on my teeth. I've wanted to get an electric toothbrush for a while. I tried one previously, but I didn't really like it. But these ones look really, really nice. So I bought a toothbrush from the brand called Suri, S-U-R-I. Also, what brought me to buy this was that I've been using the same toothbrush head now for probably about a year. I can go on a subscription for the toothbrush heads. Now, that's not perhaps a brilliant reason to go with this toothbrush, but I think that everything else that it offers is. It's eco-friendly, it's a B Corp, everything is made from like compostable materials, the battery charge on it lasts really long. There's a setting on there that tells you if you're brushing too hard, and I imagine I probably do and have been brushing too hard for years, and it just looks really good. It looks like the sort of thing that I would enjoy using. So, you know, we brush our teeth 2 times a day for the rest of our life. Why not have an enjoyable experience? Anyway, I'll open the box. I love these sorts of boxes where there's just like a pull tab on it. So satisfying. From routine to ritual. Cool, so I've wanted one of these actually for a while as well, but this pack came with it. It's a tube key. So that means when you're at the very end of the toothpaste, because this comes with toothpaste as well, this package, the Restore toothpaste mixed mint. When you get to the end of your toothpaste, you don't have to like roll it up manually, which is usually what I do. It comes with a cool wash bag. I quite like this as well because that'll pack down really small. So that's nice. And then obviously the actual toothbrush Suri. So obviously the most exciting bit of this. These like slidey cases always kind of defeat me. The Apple one comes open like super easy, doesn't it? But then I find that other brands haven't quite got the slidey opening. There you go. It's a little bit of a shake. Nice. So it looks like inside there. That is weighty. I don't know whether it's because it must have a battery in it. So this is what that looks like inside the hand. UV radiation. Do not look directly at light harmful to eyes and skin. It is not waterproof. So as I went for the black, it's quite thin. It's really nice actually in the hand. That pulls off quite easily. You can't put it on backwards. I don't know, I tried that. I'm guessing this button just starts it. Yeah, there you go. Well, that is quite vibraty. I guess pressure. There you go. Tells you if you're pressing too hard. And I think it's got a timer in it as well to tell you when you brush for 2 minutes. That is Really, really nice. And it's wireless charged as well now. There's nothing in the bottom. So I guess this is completely waterproof. This is a really, really nice. It feels really, really nice. Today I'm going to make a cappuccino. I haven't had my coffee vine beans yet, so still making coffees with the Coffee Link coffee. So much left. I think it's 21. This is a Rwanda Lake Kivu, altitude of 1,460 meters. Tasting notes are citrus, fruity, floral, berries and caramel. That's not what I've tasted in this. That's what I should expect from this sort of bean. Most likely a bourbon washed process, which should highlight brightness, bright acidity and a clean finish. That's 21 bang on. It does smell lovely. Or it maybe does, it just brings through a lot of bitterness as well. And even when I've done a ristretto or a turbo shot, it could just be the roast level I perhaps don't like as much. If for the smooth mug, actually, go for the one that's connected. The rough mug. I've got a rough one and a smooth one that basically look the same. Sometimes I think I forget to wait for this to come on again, but yeah, 40 grams out, 31 seconds. Steamy time. How will this go today? I think it's mostly down to how my milk looks, isn't it? So that's there halfway and a quarter. I can see it going in the background, just not reintegrating. Oh, here we go. Come on little one. Come on machine. Go for it. Yes, that's good. Just have to go about a mile with that. That looked better near the end. See, it's still got, right, here we go. I'm trying to spin it. I'm not confident at doing it unless it's with my right hand. Right, that is quite foamy, I would say, still, but let's go. Integrate, and then I'm going to pour from here, and it kind of looks like a better texture, doesn't it? I think I went from a better spot this time. The next thing I need to perfect is being able to walk to wherever I'm going without spilling the coffee everywhere. It's quite warm. What's great about an espresso machine, I find, like a manual one as well, is that the temperature is always perfect to drink, like straight away. If I get given a coffee that's been brewed from the kettle at 100 degrees, it's so hot. Well, it's like 100 degrees, isn't it? Whereas if you do a double espresso, you can drink it almost immediately. I don't know whether it's because it's the smaller shot of coffee. I don't know, but I think it might just be because it's brewed to the right temperature. Now I want to take the bikes to Kielder with me on Saturday. We're on Thursday now, so a few days out. I want to just check the tyres are good before we go. It's quite hard to tell with, I've got these quite flared handlebars. It's quite hard to have a proper look at it with all these bikes in the background, but Yeah, it's a really nice bike. For years before that, I used to just pump my tyres when it was dry, the max amount that the tyre could handle, and then when it was wet, just let them down very, very slightly, maybe go like 10 SI less or something like that. And I thought, oh, I'll give this tyre pressure calculator a go, and it recommended like much lower pressures. And I remember just being like blown away that it was absolutely fine and actually more comfortable, and it just felt right as well because I knew that I'd pumped them to like the recommended amount, which I'd never actually done before. I got this new Yuka app. I looked at like strawberry jams, and my strawberry jam that I get at the moment, or used to get, was Bon Maman strawberry conserve, which I love. It's got strawberries in it. However, it's only 50% strawberries, so there's lots of other stuff in it as well. Then the best one that I can get from Asda from the Yuka app was this Fern and Rosy 70% fruit, which is really nice. But this still has a certain additive in, which I think is like limited risk or really low risk. This one has some higher risk ones in, additives in it. But this Dalesford one, I wanted to try this one. Obviously quite an expensive jam. This is £5. This jam is £2.50, something like that, and then this one's slightly cheaper but actually looks posher than all of them probably. But this, it's funny branding, isn't it? And then this Dalesford one, which looks like one of the most simple minimalist sort of jars, but obviously timeless like everything at Dalesford. This costs £5, so you probably wouldn't want to be forking out on this jam unless you really didn't have jam very often. Before Yuka, I'd probably think I'll go with the one with the most premium branding if I want something like most healthy, but if I'm not too bothered, I'll have a cheap and dirty looking one. But actually sometimes the cheap and dirty looking branding ones are better than the other ones. There's some stuff like Asda own brand that has been better than actual big brand products or premium looking products. I think there was one the other day, so at Marks and Spencer's they've got all their own range, and then they had a Marmite cottage cheese, and then they had the different Marks and Spencer's own cottage cheese. Normally I would have gone in there and thought, if I want to be healthy, I'll have one of the Marks and Spencer's ones. But actually on Yuka, the Marmite one came back a lot healthier, like less additives than the Marks and Spencer's ones. So it just shows that branding is obviously really important for a brand, but it doesn't actually represent what is inside, which I think we all kind of know, but I think majority of the time, the more premium the looking brand, the more premium it usually is, or we think that it usually is. Anyway, I'm gonna go enjoy my coffee and my toast. So yeah, we've got regardless of whether we actually get to see stars or not, going to do some cycling tomorrow, and then on Sunday we're going to walk. Yeah, I saw that about to happen. My wife's family, they've had a log burner for a long time, and every time somebody said light the fire, I've had absolutely no idea what I'm doing, and pretty quickly after lighting it, it dies. Good morning. This close-up video again. This might seem like an evening, but it's not. It's actually the morning. Very nice and early this morning. You need to keep moving. Nice and early this morning, so that we can get off to Kielder Forest nice and early and make it for lunchtime. We're going to be slightly late already, to be fair, because as always, underestimated how long it takes me to do stuff. I woke up and then I was like, ooh, I better download a cycle map for the Garmin for the lake ride, just so I can have a look on there how long it is and stuff, and went on Komoot, but then it was like, you need to download the package for this region that costs £3, so and I was looking around for a free one. Got one luckily now, but wanted to get off at 7, but I think it's 7 in about 10 minutes. I turn this light off now. I know it's still quite dark for walking. You can see the day is beginning over there. What's that mean? This is the app that you'd want to get if you were filming on
Next time, maybe we could do a spa weekend.
So it's a little bit foggy still, but and a bit cold, but it'll be okay when we get going. Distance. I can't remember really. Right, we didn't go all the way around because it took us a little bit longer than we thought to get to this point. So we decided to head back because we know how long it's going to be. I've had it so many times where Garmin says a certain elevation when you start the route, and then it can just sometimes be like hundreds of meters more in elevation. And if I knew exactly what it was going to be, then I could estimate how long it would take to get around. But because I didn't build this map in Garmin and I got it off a GPX, I just don't trust it. Also, this place, Kielder Forest and this Lakeside way, it is really nice, but kind of once you've done a little part of it, it all kind of looks the same anyway. This is very close to where I finished the Dirty Reaver. I reckon I was cycling down that side probably last April. Hopefully you can hear the water. It's kind of the water and the wind. A second ago we did see some blue sky, but it's still mostly kind of foggy and stuff in the distance. Maybe if we got wispy clouds, then if it's like dark, really dark, then maybe we'd be able to see through, but it's still a little bit thick. Still hoping it clears up. So we went to the observatory yesterday and it was cloudy, unfortunately, but it was actually really, really good. It was really super informative, and we got to see like all the big telescopes there. They took us through like all the different stars, and it is crazy, like space and what's out there and stuff. Got hot chocolate. But yeah, today it's still looking cloudy and a little bit gloomy at the moment, but we're going to go see some Roman ruins and Hadrian's Wall. Up we go. glasses in comparison to my face. When I have a cap on, I just look like a round ball. So it was. Nice view here. I've come into 2026 and I feel like an absolute sloth. No offense to sloths, extremely strong and, you know, very, very determined. I don't know if anybody's ever watched that David Attenborough where it climbs down the tree very slowly, swims across an entire river and then climbs up an entire tree because it hears the mating call of a female that it likes the sound of, to find out that he's actually gone up the wrong tree, or it's not there anymore, or they're already mating with another male. It was something like that. And then he hears another one in the distance and then he's like, I'm going to go to that one. And you think, bloody hell, it's going to take him another 10 hours to get to that. And you think the determination in that, that's kind of how I picture my 2026. I was trying to compare myself to a lazy sloth, but then just compared myself to the most determined sloth that's ever lived. And I don't think that is it, because I think probably all sloths are extremely determined when it comes to that goal. And I think I imagined that's what would happen. 2026, bam, let's start. I'm going to suddenly start cycling 4 to 5 times a week. I'm going to be editing, like all my videos, we're going to get into a weekly rhythm. I'm going to be posting every single week. And I'm